Good morning, everyone, or good day, afternoon, wherever you are. Sorry for the little bright lights. I have my windows, my shades open here, and that bringing in some extra lighting. But I'm not going to stay long where you see me. So, anyway, I'm Will, K-Mac Vintage, coming to you on a Sunday. Today is April 6th, 2025. It is about 10:53 a.m. and a beautiful day here on the island. It's a bit warm outside, but it's okay. I mean, it's what we expect living in the tropics. Um, well, what am I doing today? It's this is a 2CI. It's not working. It's got some major damage. So it's getting reloaded. Um, but before I dive into this one, I do want to mention something. I did one previously, a 2CI, and it is in three-part video, part one, two, three, and part three says final. But I did have an issue with that board after that final video. I ran it through the ultrasonic cleaner, and I switched out that one NuBus slot that I had on backwards. So I took off the old one and I put on that old one was actually damaged too much, so I replaced it with a new one. And for some reason, after the cleaning and so forth, it would not work anymore. And I just kept on racking my brain on what it was. And then I remember one of the issues that seemed to happen with the 2CI quite often, but it happens more with the crystal that's here, the oscillator that's over here, because this is a 50 megahertz one. Um, But it turned out to be that I had a different crystal issue because I wasn't getting video. The board was chiming, it was giving me no errors, it was booting up, and actually so forth. And then that made me think, okay, well, um, it got to be something related just to video because there's no way that I damaged a trace and so forth. So then I went to check the clock signals for these three right here. This one was okay, this one was okay, this one was dead. Okay, so I wasn't getting any clock signal coming out of the 30.2400 megahertz crystal. Um, luckily the two SI uses the same one, and I have a bunch of those boards here as actually junk boards. So I took off the crystal off of one of them and put it on, and it worked. So ultrasonic cleaners can cause some issues with crystals. Did it cause that one on that megahertz? I'm not sure. I know it damages the FG50 once because I've had that happen where it worked fine. I clean it and then it doesn't. The other thing I did was that I ran that board 20 minutes and then let it soak a little bit more and then ran it another 20 minutes. So it might have been the time frame. So I'm gonna have to do some testing there to see or to discuss with some other actually repair people and see um, what they know or what they find out. So but it's a very interesting finding. But it's fixed. It works. Lessons learned, right? So anyway, about this one here, I've already taken off a lot of the chips. You can see I have this amount sitting here. I took them off of this area back here and here. Um, so we can start putting some of those onto the new board. I have the new board right here. So we will see, there it is, nice, beautiful board. We will start transferring this stuff over and get another 2CI working. Um, not going to jinx it from the beginning, so uh, let's, I'm going to start putting some flux on here. Let me move some things around here. I want to get all these small little pieces on first, so I'm just going to flux them up. Yeah. I think those are all the small little ones that I took off. So we're gonna And this is a great board created by Max. Max is in UK and has done a lot for the community. A lot of nice projects he has. He's the one that created the tech step recreation. If you're interested in one of those, I do have a couple still available that I'll build as they're ordered. It's a very time-consuming task to build. So I'll build those as they're needed. Okay, so I have all the small little ones on there. The chips will come in a little bit. It won't take long to put these things on. So it is a big board for my bench. So we will switch over to the scope view. I'll get you focused in a few seconds here. I don't need to be zoomed in that much. I'm focusing on the logic board, not on the item that's sitting on top of it. Right, these are the two diodes for the battery, so the system knows when to use power, when to use battery. Okay, and the RTC goes there, but we're not putting on those chips yet. Go here to another capacitor. These I took off of the original board. They're not the ones you normally change. So all right, so those two are in that area are done. Let's turn the board and we will get these over here. I'm gonna use my different tweezers for this one. So I'm trying to get some more boards done so I can take them up to Florida when I go. Hopefully, there isn't any major problems. That way, then I can just swap out some boards with some people. Okay, and those are on. I'm going to clean the board a little bit now because I don't want it to be a cesspool of flux. Oh, I got one more to solder. I need to put some alcohol in my little bottles here. They're almost out. I forgot one to solder. There's a little diode back here. Okay. Got all those small little suckers put on. So I'm now going to start on some of these chips. Yeah, let's start here. You can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm just putting on some flux on the board. Let me put some more on here. Now, really, this board, it really doesn't take that much more to do. It does have quite a few extra chips compared to the SE30s that I do. Some of the chips are a bit more work to solder on, but it's okay, and it's not that bad. I'll come back and clean that up in a minute here. I just need to get rid of some of the solder that's on my tip. Okay. All right, those are on. hopefully soon there will be a new version of this 2CI board. I was having a discussion with Max about a change to make on it, and seems that he agrees. So that change will be made, and then I'm not gonna say what it is just yet, but it's something that is amazing. Okay. Then we got these four 245 chips to put on. I'm gonna do all one side first. Now you notice that I did that one a bit different. I didn't tack up here and then tack on the bottom, but you couldn't see the bottom, I'm sorry. But why I didn't do that is because the bottom had no flux on it. So by just dragging it, I dragged the flux down with it to make it go to the last pin, and then I could, or the last leg, and then I could solder it all nicely. This board is nice to work on because it gives you a lot of space, really. If you do it in a certain order, nothing is really too cramped. You have nice room to work and you're not melting anything. Okay, so we have all of those on now. Let's continue. I'm going to put on some flux and some other ones here that I know need to, you're not going to see me putting on the flux. I'm not doing the PLC chips just yet. I do have them here on the board. Where did that other one go? Oh, back here. Right now I have four actually resistor packs that I'm putting on. One is right there. One thing I might do too is I may pause this recording a little bit and do some work, and then come back and show you what's all been done. But because I do know these videos can get pretty long and could get boring just watching me solder. I mean, it's just a repetition of the same process over and over. This one is an interesting one because this is made to handle different chip packages. Now you can put the narrow one or the wide, larger resistor network on this one. I'll come back and solder that side. See what I mean here by I don't have flux everywhere? Oh, let me give you a better view. Okay, you see how some of those legs don't have anything? So like what I did earlier, I'm just gonna tack that one. And I'm just gonna go ahead and drag it, and eventually I'll get the solder in with the flux. I need some more solder. Okay. And then now we go and do the other side. Quick and easy. Look at that. Here's that one that's got multiple footprints on it that can work. I'm gonna come and clean this up because I don't want to leave those like that. I can't help it. That's the color changed a little bit, but all right. I got one other area here now. I need to put on these 3 chips that are part of the soft power circuitry. There they are. That was your view. All right. For some of you that may not know, how do I know where pin 1 goes on these different layouts? You see this line here, this line that goes all the way down past this pin. That, you see, that's shorter than the line that's on this side. This side here, it doesn't go that far. And that tells you then that this is pin 1, where the line is longer and goes past next to the pad. That's pin 1. And this line here tells me that this pin 1 is here. Okay, so that's all of those. Now, I'm gonna put on some other little things here. Maybe wondering why I'm gonna go ahead and do this from now. Is because I actually have them here. And I took them off of the old board, so I might as well go ahead and put them on because they're not going to be in the way. I'm dropping them on the board right now. I'll show you what they are in a second here. Since I already took them off, I'm gonna put these caps back on. Mm. One of the things that Max did was that this is where the ADB chip goes, right here, ADB. But there's an ADB from the older machines, from like the SE, that is a dip package, and you can use that also. You can use either or, so it makes it very nice to have an option. He did the same thing with the RTC. So okay, I gotta get these caps now on the other side. You have 3 of them in view here. This one down here. And this one. Okay. All right, so we have all those on there. Now let's go do some PLC chips, because I still have, see that thing I was talking about earlier with the line. If we look here, you see on this side, the line is short, and when you look on this one, it goes all the way past the pin, next to the pad. That 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 pad right there next to the line is pin 1. You see, so that's one way. That's another way to tell it on these boards. All right, I still got some of those flat little chips to do, but they're stuck between two NuBus slots and on the other side of the board. So we'll get to those in a little bit. And let's start doing some of these PLCs. We have the RTC that goes right here. It is what I meant, that this board can take two different RTCs. You can either take the PLC version or the DIP version. So I need to straighten you up. Okay. So let's put on this one. I don't like these small little chips like I see this. I could socket this. Because I put the flux under it instead of on the edge. All right, why does that not want to stick? All right, there we go. Ah, bridges, come on. That one leg there doesn't want to stick. All right, that's good now. Go to the other side here. I don't like these small little chips like I see this. These 20 pin. I should have socketed this. But it's just one chip. I'm just going to struggle a little bit right now. I had a bridge there. I think it's because that chip was raised a little bit. There was a high point under one of the legs. and that caused it to not want to solder good. Okay. Give me 1 second here, folks. I need to fill up a bottle of the alcohol. All right, okay, I got the bottles filled. I cleaned that area where the RTC was, and not so black anymore, and it looks okay. All right, let's keep on doing some of these other PLCs. We're now gonna do the VIA, which is this one. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see better. I want to clean that. All right, we can see there are 4 corners. That's the right angle, right angle, right angle. This one's slanted. That's where the slant of the chip goes also. So we can see the slant of the chip. So pin 1 is actually right here. Pin 1, there's a little indentation on the chip, and that's where pin 1 is. And let's hope these go a lot smoother. Oops. There. Okay, I got 2 points down. Okay. I get a little hungry here. Why does that not want to stick right there? I have a bridge. I don't know why these chips are giving me some trouble today. Oh my god. See, I could see that bridge. I'm at the right temp. My tip is clean. The bridge doesn't seem to want to come out. No. Oh, I know what that is. That's a pad from the old board. Yep, that's what was stuck on there, and that was causing the bridge. Okay. It's not a pad from the new board. It's from the old board. When you're so used to things going a certain way, and then all of a sudden you're soldering and you see something that's out of place, you're like, see, like that one, nice and clean, no issues. Okay, let's get this ADB put on. After that comes the swim and the scuzzy. See those high points on the chip? See them there? I want to get rid of those. And that's going to make it harder to solder. Okay. Again, I'm looking at all the edge, all the corners. This one too, the pads are a bit small. That's why you saw that I wanted to make sure the chip didn't have any high spots. Tricks and tips that you learn as you do many of these, you start seeing the pattern. See, like that one there, I don't see the pad changing to the silver color yet. There. To me, then that means that it's not taking solder. We'll check it at the end there. I don't like these small chips. $11.40 already. I think the chip legs are a little bit off the board. That's why I'm having a hard time soldering it, even after cleaning them. got a bridge over here. No, it's gone. All right, let's go take a look. Yep, we're okay with that one. Let me clean this. Oh. Okay. All right, let's go get the swim and the SCSI. Those should be a lot easier because those are nicer and bigger. And you can see right there. Be a nice one to put on. Let's check the chip. I'm not too worried about those. Okay. After this comes the SCSI, and then I gotta take some more chips off the board. But I'll do that off camera, and I'm gonna make lunch too. I'm hungry. Okay. Much nicer. Okay. Swim is on. You did all 4 sides. Let's get the SCSI put on there. Let's take a look at that chip first. None of those are high points. All right, notch is up here, so that goes like this. I'll get you in better view, don't worry. There we go. Okay. Now we can drag it. How's your focus? Okay. No, they don't want to take solder. You need to persuade them. Okay. All right. So where are we with this board? Because if you look, everything I had on the bench here is now gone. They're all on the board. Okay, so we have a good amount of these things already on it. Where's my focus out like that? All right, so we have quite a bit of them already on. We're now going to move on to more back here. Okay, I'll probably take everything else off that I need now off of the other board. These two capacitors, chips. Crystal already have all of these here. Take all this off. Work my way down here. This I don't have to put on. This one, this is the priority chip, is not needed. So yeah. Anyway, but I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna go make some lunch and also take these things off this old board. As you can see, the old board is here. Earlier, that pad I was talking about. Yes, there is a pad here missing. So that's where that came from. That's how I knew it. This board back here got a lot of damage. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of this stuff here off and get it ready. I got the heater. Then I also got all of these here to take off still. These I do last. The ROMs are in sockets, so I'm not worried about that. Then, but yes, I'm gonna pause this and I'll be back a bit later. Okay, folks, I'm back over here. I've done quite a bit on the board, but I'm now at the point where I am soldering the three. Oh shoot, where did I put that crystal? Oh boy. I'm soldering the three main large chips right now, and I wanted to show those because, as you can see, I have one of them. This is the MDU. So I have this sitting on the board right now, ready for me to solder. And because it's such a big chip with a lot of legs, and people are not too comfortable doing this one, so right now I'm just clearing the flux a little bit so I can see through it. And then I want to try to align this up. I'm just going to solder that one. I see this one is bent a little bit, so I'm going to do this. Okay. Now I'm going to come all the way over here to the other side and do the same thing, but now I want to I'm gonna go up here first. I want to, because I may have to push it a little bit. Okay, so now I've got that corner, and that automatically lined up all of these, as you can see. My dog is in here looking for, saying, when are you gonna feed me? When are you gonna feed me? Because it's 8 o'clock yet already, and I haven't fed him. Okay. And you can see that automatically lined up everything. As soon as you get a couple corners lined up good, most of the rest will all fall in place. So now I'm just gonna drag it slowly like this. And don't need a lot of solder, just a little bit. And as you can see, I'm not dragging on the pins, I'm dragging on the pad on, and the flux is helping the solder just automatically flow. If there's a bridge, it's fine, I'll come and take it out. Okay, one side done. We'll go to this side now. Okay, that's two sides done. I don't think I'm going to do too much more of this board tonight. I'll probably just finish putting on these 3 large chips and then call it a night because I'm tired. I gotta go eat. I gotta go do a couple of things and I want to chill out. Okay, that's 3 sides done. Let's get this last side. And then this one is done. We can do the CPU. The CPU, the legs are a little bit more springy, or let's just say longer. All right, there we go. That one is on. CPU time. CPU goes on exactly the same way. All right, I need to find out where pin 1 is. My pins are a little bit bent, so let's go straighten that up first. Cool. I'm a little bit bent over here. These I'm not too worried about. Those will auto fix. But there's this one. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think pin 1. Yeah. It goes like this. Okay. You can see how I'm just slowly, because the CPU, the legs are a lot more springy. Okay, so it gives me a bit more leeway. Right. But as you can see, I can slide this over. Then I just tap a couple of them down. That'll hold it in place. I'm not worried about bridges. Okay, now let's see how I line up on down here. I'll clear those bridges. Okay, let's get this side completely down. All right, I want to move these two a little bit over. Okay, those are good. All right, so I have this side all done. Okay. We'll get this side. I got a lot on this side here. Oh, I got too much. That side done. I'm not gonna mess around with it too much. It's good. No bridges in the last side. And I got that big bridge right there, but no, that'll come out. Okay, see, bridge is out. So I got quite a bit of solder on this side. That's why you see me dancing it, sort of sliding it down to the end. Okay, CPU is on. Now come the last one, the RBV chip. I need to, it goes on like this. And we do the same thing, guys. That's it. Simple. Well, I've done enough of them that it's simple. I know there's a bridge there, don't worry. There too. I don't mind the bridges being there. I'll take them out. Okay. I'm good. Now we'll go ahead and drag this. This side doesn't have that much flux. See how I'm sliding the bridge down from one pin to the next. Solder just behaves so nice with flux and the pads and the legs. No. No. Dog's in here looking for food. And you know, he had a nice big lunch too. I gave him some leftovers when I was cleaning up the kitchen around lunchtime. Now he's playing with his toy to get my attention. Beautiful. Okay, that's it. All right, so where am I with this board? Oh, I want to put on one more thing. I want to put on this one crystal up here in front. I salvaged that from the donor board also. Okay. All right, so let's see where we're at with this, because I think this is it for me for tonight. I'll show you. So this is the old board, the new one. All the chips are on. There's no more chips to move. Got these move in sockets, so I got the 5 crystals to take off, the 5 oscillators. These I'm not worried about. I have new ones. This I need to take off. All of this back here I need to take off. The power connector and this one. And the LED. The LED way up here in front. That's up here. So, yeah, I got most of this stuff on here. Fuses are on there. Everything small, everything chip-wise is now on here. So that's done. Just doing a quick glance to see if any bridges I see. So anyway, folks, that's it. I'm gonna call it quits and put this video out there. But that's just part 1 for this LC. Well, not LC, for this 2CI board. We'll get this out there. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be out for a bit. I have my gym, and I need to do some small grocery shopping and then come home. I'll probably finish this tomorrow. I'll get these other pieces off. I need a video. Scuzzy and Floppy, I have new. Oh, these are riveted ones. Yeah, I don't like to use these, but I do need the video. I don't have any more video ones. the actually 15 pin one. I don't have new ones. I do somewhere. I need to find them. So I need to move all of that stuff over. So thank you, folks. Appreciate y'all watching. How long am I in this? An hour and 18 minutes. Although it was all day, recording time was only that. So I want to thank you for your time. Appreciate it. A thumbs up would be nice if you can. If you want to see some of the stuff that I have available, go and look at my website, kmacvintage.com. You want to reach me by email, kmacvintage@gmail.com. So quite a few stuff nice on the website. This weekend was a good weekend. I had a lot of sales that I need to get out, so I might get those ready tonight to actually ship out tomorrow. Anyway, thank you, folks. Y'all have a great evening or morning or day, and we'll see you soon again. Bye bye.